I am content creator Kerstin Olita, the founder of the Business Leadership Excellence Institute. I am dedicated to empowering entrepreneurs by sharing tools, tips, and resources on body language strategies and more on my show, Body Language Strategy with Kerstin. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Body Language Strategy with Kerstin. I am the founder of the Body Language Strategy System, where we create influence and impact without saying a word. We're always focusing on how we can help entrepreneurs show up with more confidence, competence, trust, and approachability to help empower you to show up and magnetize and be successful in business. I am very excited today. We are going to be talking about how to show up as a champ when we're talking about body language. And one of the things that, one of the reasons we're saying this is because we actually have someone who is a champ, literally, as our guest. I'm very excited to have Michael Heinz come on. He is a black belt and in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and he's also the owner of SBG New Braunfels Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So we're going to bring Michael on. We're going to talk again about what is it and what does body language do for you as a champ. Hello, Michael. Welcome to Body Language Strategy with Kerstin.
Hello. Happy to be here.
Awesome. Well, I'm so excited to have you on it as a guest because you have quite a bit of experience in showing up as a champ. You've been a black belt for over 16 years, and now you own your own gym, 5 years, where you're teaching other people how to do jujitsu. So tell us a little bit about how you got into that journey.
Oh, let me start. Brief correction there.
Okay.
I've been a black belt for the last 2 years. I've been
Oh,
doing
2 years. Okay.
it for a total of 16 years, just to be clear. But just a minor point there. But sorry. What was your question before that?
So tell us a little bit about what got you into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
My entry into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu was just I was something of a fight fan. I grew up watching boxing with my grandmother when I was very young.
Mhm.
Later, I fell out with boxing, and when the UFC started coming around, mixed martial arts, I
Yeah.
became a fan. Saw it at a house party once, and was like, "Wow, this is very cool," and it was really exciting. I used to host parties for that when I lived in South Korea, and
Really?
while I was living there, someone just said, "Hey, they train this stuff down the street," and it happened to be the university that I worked at the time, and so I just showed up and got my butt kicked by a bunch of guys, and it was awesome of it. And all I could think after these guys just really just destroyed me was, I want to have what these guys have. This is amazing what they can do to me. I had done lots of other martial arts here and there before that, and I had never had an experience like that where when I was really, really trying hard to like wrestling someone, that
Mhm.
someone else could just completely manhandle me and do it so skillfully. And I thought, these guys are like real life ninjas, and I want to have this. And I just started doing it from there.
That's awesome. So, as a person who has martial arts experience, because I am a green belt in Taekwondo and a level one Balintawak Filipino stick fighter. So that's fighting with sticks.
Cool.
I totally get it, right? Of like, oh my gosh, when you first show up and you're starting to study martial arts, you're like, God, I just suck at this. Everybody's kicking my butt. But I really do. I think body language and martial arts, they're so closely related. And I would love to hear from you. What do you feel is the importance of body language in martial arts? And what does martial arts do for people when it comes to body language?
Sure. So, I mean, I think in terms of the body language during and in the practice of martial arts, to me, it's everything. To me, the body language within martial arts is what I'm doing. It is the martial art. It is my
Yeah.
ability to my body to interact with someone else's body to basically subdue them. And
Mhm.
in jiu-jitsu, it's all about the physical connection between two bodies, because it's grappling.
Right.
So to put you on the ground, and it's my ability to put you into um, submission positions where I can potentially break one of your joints or choke you unconscious,
Right.
and that's I can do very quickly against someone who's untrained. And what it may well that sounds very rough, you're actually putting someone in a position where they are going to be given the opportunity to submit and actually basically cry uncle, and you may not even hurt them at all. And Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu has an amazing track record of stopping criminals and just various bad people. And the
Mhm.
way, like, he's fine. Like, I don't have to put him in the ICU or anything like that. If I choke you unconscious, when you come back to, you're not happy that it happened, but you're
Right.
fine. You will be fine. Like, there's no real injury. It's relatively non-injurious what I can do to you. I'm not saying it's pleasant, but it is and that's kind of I think sort of amazing. In terms of the impact that it has long term in your life is, as you train more and as you become proficient in this kind of thing, it's going to change your posture. It's going to change
Mhm.
your whole way that you walk around. And what we know, just and what I have seen in my experience with the art is that, in particular, if I think about women,
Yes.
women are often, we know, like, when we go and we like this is a bit of a grisly subject I'm going to get into here for a second, but we
Okay.
know that we ask, like, sex offenders who
Mhm.
target. And we know that they will target people that they think look weak. They're going to choose an
Yes.
easy. That's how predators work in general. And what we know from experience is that people, and I just think of the women I know who are great martial artists, and just the way that they walk with their shoulders back,
Mm.
their head high. I, Only really an insane person would want to attack that person. Like
Right. It
the
really does. It changes that whole presence aspect of how a person carries themselves because they understand they have the ability to protect themselves and the confidence that comes with that. Right. And then they exude that in everything they do.
Yeah, and I think, to me, I often tell people, like, you come to me to learn self-defense, and I don't actually know what's the percentage chance that you will ever be attacked by someone, and God, I hope it never happens. But
Right.
if you've trained this consistently for like a year or two, the impact on your life in turn, like, you can't fake confidence. I mean, you can to some degree, it's acting, I suppose, but, like, I think the real confidence you gain in the ability to
Mm.
manipulate person physically like that
Yes.
is so real that when you walk into a room, you are going to beam that confidence. And I just watch it. That's what I watch all the time. I feel like I'm a confidence factory because I just take people that they come in, like, shoulders a little high
Yeah. Right.
and talking. My biggest problem is, a lot of times I get these guys, young guys, they start getting good at jujitsu, and I lose them to girlfriends because women notice, they're like, "Who's this guy walking with his head high?" He's like,
Uh-huh.
he's confident. He's this, it makes him sexy. And then, like, the girls take him, and women, it's just a kind of typical thing that people do. They
Right.
now they want to be
And
with
that's
the
just very attractive. Right.
partner out of the thing that made them attractive in the first place, and break up. They come back to jujitsu, and then it's like, and then they get back. We play
It's
this
the
game.
cycle.
Like, it's like, I always tease the guys that are, like, starting to get good, or, girls too. It's like, as they start to get good, it's like, look out, someone's gonna come and, like,
Right.
time with you, and you're gonna stop coming to the gym. I can see this happening. A lot of my young guys, I'm like, he's
Uh,
gonna. I'm like, you
that's
got.
funny. I love it.
It's real. Like, this happens. I talk with SBG. My gym is a part of a gym network that's worldwide.
Mhm.
We have over 75 gyms worldwide, and, like, I talk to gym owners all over the world, and same problem, same
That's
problem.
awesome. I love it. So how can people connect with you to learn more about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu?
Sure, that's a great question. My website is www.sbgnewbraunfels.com. Okay.
Okay.
And that's probably the best way. You could get on there. You could opt in to come and try, like, a free class. You could also
Oh,
call
cool.
just call my line directly, 830-832-6681. Or you could email me, info@sbgnewbraunfels.com. And
Awesome.
all of those are easy ways to get a hold of us. We always let people try things out for free, and we do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. We also do Muay Thai, kickboxing, and stuff like that too. So
Oh, very cool. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being a guest today and sharing all those wonderful aspects of, it really does. It helps people show up confidently. So We encourage everybody to reach out, and we'll send you back to the green room now. Thank you, Michael.
You.
So wasn't that fantastic? I mean, so interesting, right? About what a difference it makes to really learn how to be connected to your body and what that does for your confidence and obviously for your, learning to protect yourself and be confident in that. And I want to share, as a person who is a master body language strategist and a person who has done martial arts, the thing I've really learned is the movement of your body, the confidence that exudes from you. It really, anything in martial arts is always about learning to operate from your core, right? From that core space right here. And when you're doing that, you're learning to maneuver the balance of your body, but it's also the interesting side of that, and this is part of what Michael was talking about. All of a sudden, it makes you more attractive. It starts to show off the confidence that you're carrying and now exuding, which then also up levels how people see you as charismatic. Now all of a sudden you've gone from looking like, demure, like we were talking about before, a little more hunched over, body held in. That's a protective stance. When you start to open up the body and really starting to learn to move your body from that core space, now you look more balanced. Now we're creating a more consistent look, and you come across way more charismatic. And now you have that dynamic presence that automatically catches people's attention when you walk into a room. People are magnetized to you. So think about, you can always connect with looking at, where am I showing up with my confidence, which is our first pillar in the body language strategy system. So this is where you can reach out to us to learn more about body language strategy, because it's so powerful. It really does help you to create that influence that draws people to you. This works in every ounce of life. It definitely works in business. This is where, when you're saying something, when you say it and you move and operate all your movement settled and really move, we're going to stabilize that in the posture. That's when people have a bigger buy-in to what you're saying. So we're going to encourage you to reach out, really learn more about what it is to show up with confidence, competence, trust, and approachability. You can always find out more information about that at the bleinstitute.com, because this is where it's one of our divisions at the Body Language Strategy Academy is one of the divisions at the BLEI. And again, you can learn more about that at bleinstitute.com. So thank you so much, Michael, for coming on today. Look at that. There he is with his championship. And this is a guy who knows what it is to show up as a champ. So we're going to encourage you, take this advice, show up as a champ, learn to hold your body in a way that is exuding confidence. So not only are you, you're in a place where you can hold your own, but now you're also in a place where you're magnetizing more business and you're magnetizing more success. So I invite you to come back for more incredible guests and more body language tips on every episode of Body Language Strategy with Kerstin. That happens every Monday from 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time to 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Thank you again. All right, my friends, go show up like a champ, and we'll see you next time on Body Language Strategy with Kerstin. So, Body Language Strategy with Kerstin. Kerstin Olita, the founder of the Business Leadership Excellence Institute. I am dedicated to empowering entrepreneurs by sharing tools, tips, and resources on body language strategies and more on my show, Body Language Strategy